Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, I'm going to be experimenting in Instruments of Destruction with rope winches, because this game actually has rope-like physics. A lot of the sandbox building games I've played over the years, this is just not something you could even really try, because ropes usually aren't a thing. Ropes are kind of a complex physical object, and giving people the freedom to play with ropes is dangerous in a game like this. But for some reason, Instruments of Destruction has all kinds of ropes. We've got stretchy ropes, we've got more solid cables, we've got wires, yeah, we've got beams, and then for some reason under a completely different menu we even have chain links. I mean, the menu icon is literally a chain too, so I guess that's not that hard to figure out. So I thought it would be fun to experiment with seeing how reliable the physics of a rope winch will actually be, and what kind of ropes we can use. I'm thinking that chains is going to be what we're going to have to use. I don't think the whole rope category, I don't think they were designed to interact physically with objects that much compared to chains. So I'm going to predict here that the ropes are going to tend to phase through the winch and cause some issues, but the chains might actually be usable for a somewhat realistic winch. Okay, so I got myself a basic vehicle here. Now let's add a winch onto it and see what happens. I think naturally the way the game works, we're going to have the winch start in the unraveled position, because we're not going to be able to build a rope pre-raveled. So I think having the skinniest possible core for the winch is going to allow us to wrap up the most. This is actually really wide for a winch, isn't it? You know what? Let me cut this in half here. All right, I think this is a good start for our winch size, but I'm afraid that when we wrap it up, it's going to fall off of the ends here. So I'm gonna make a slight adjustment by adding this roller. Oh yeah, there we go. This looks like a heavy duty winch right now. The thing is it gonna actually roll up a rope? All right, so I'm gonna start off with heavy rope just because I kind of imagined a rope winch when I started this. So I'm using these blocks as the attachment points. And then I think if I just, if I attach this to something out here, and I guess I just gotta move this all the way out really, really far. There we go. And now I can attach a rope from there and then all the way out to there. Perfect. Okay, I don't know what my controls are. Oh, arrow keys apparently. All right, let's see how this feels now. Oh, it's a slow winch. All right, so far, whoa, what's going on there? Looks like we're twisting a balloon. All right, so far it's doing all right. Okay, that's a little weird. This rope isn't very flexible, is it? But so far it hasn't phased through. It seems like it's actually rolling. Okay, here's where I think it's gonna phase through. All right, it's doing better than I thought, but there's no weight on this thing yet. Okay. I'm actually really surprised at what I just saw. I was fully expecting these ropes to phase through. All right, and then if I try to unravel it, going back in the other direction. Oh, you see? Oh, it just phased through right there. Yeah, that part went through. All right, yeah, it's doing some weird stuff, but you know, let's go with it some more. Let's try a different rope material. You know, let's try wire. I don't know if wire is gonna be that flexible, but it'll be thinner. Oh, whoa, what's going on? Oh, look at that. This is just a non-starter. We can't even start this. It just phases through immediately. See, that's what I was worried was going to happen the whole time. I'm surprised rope didn't do that. All right, well, clearly wire isn't it. I don't think bungee is going to be it then. I think the thinner the rope is, the more likely it's going to phase through. And yep, that's pretty much the same exact thing that just phases through immediately. I think we're going to end up on chain, but I just wanted to do my due diligence and just see how these materials differ when it comes to the viability of the rope here. All right, so this is cable. This is not going to be flexible at all, and it's probably going to be really awkward. Let me actually go this way. Oh, what? How is every other material, except for the very first one I chose, just completely phases through right at the start? Did I get lucky with that one? All right, I'm back to the rope. Does the rope just work, or did I get lucky that first time? Okay, that's weird. What is going on right now? Now it's phasing through. How did I get it to work the first time? I don't understand. Oh, there we go. It's kind of starting to work now. This is so weird. Watching it twist and like scrunch up in the middle it makes me a little uncomfortable. Uh-oh. We're somehow still going over these massive rollers that I put on here. But all right, so that is how the rope physics works in this game. But what about chain physics? I think if we have a chain winch, these are much more physically present objects in the rope. So I think this is actually gonna wrap up. But how good is it going to be? Is this gonna be like flawless? Are there gonna be issues? And man, this is taking a long time to, I gotta place these manually, unlike the rope, which can be custom formed to whatever distance you want. All right, and there we go. All right, let's see how the chain feels. I feel like this has potential to be really laggy. All these individual joints. Well, let's start the wrap. Start the contraction here. Oh yeah, see, look at that. See, this is like perfect. Uh-oh. It seemed like the chains were kind of phasing into each other there. Hopefully we don't get a knot. Can we actually make a knot in this game? That would be kind of crazy. All right, unfortunately, this doesn't do the thing that I think winches naturally tend to do, is when they bunch up on one side, it should kind of force it to go into the empty space, the path of least resistance, and it should just go back and forth, but it's not doing that here. It is wrapping up with relatively little issue. And then letting it down. All right, you know what? We need to build this much higher. I need to move this thing way up high. A little bit different now, but this way unraveling will be a little bit more interesting. And I'm going to increase the speed as well. Let's go 3 times as fast. And are we gonna be able to stand up here without falling over? Okay, that looks good. All right, now how does this feel? Oh yeah, that feels like a pretty natural speed. Oh, now it's doing the thing. It's doing the thing I just said. And now it's going back. Hey, that's pretty awesome. And then it should go back the other direction. Oh, we're sparking. All right, there we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at the weight that the thing's pulling around. How did it get? It got loose. Okay, everything else tightened. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. All right, hold on. Oh, I was like, how did that get longer when it should have already been at its shortest? Oh no, we're wrapping around ourselves. This is so cool. I'm gonna actually try to like winch a building or something. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna try somehow. So that is actually really good right there. And then unraveling. Look at that, no problem. All right, but this doesn't have any weight on it yet. Let's see how it does with actual weight on it. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and just attach a wrecking ball to it. Let's see if this changes the physics. Then I'm gonna I wanna attach some grappling blocks onto it, some grappling hooks. Oh no, oh, I just realized having these 2 halves not attached was not a good idea. I need some attachment point because these are 2 separately rotating parts. All right, but after this, I wanna try with grappling hooks, and I wanna see if I can grapple onto a part of a building and pull the building. Although I'm expecting that's not gonna have that much destructive capabilities because we're probably just gonna pull that piece off of the building and not the entire building itself. I'm also not sure, how am I supposed to even control the grappling hook? Like, normally you'd have a person hook the winch onto something, but I don't have that capability right now. And this is no problem. This almost seems like better. This is kind of crazy. All right, I think it's time to do the grappling hook test. All right, here's my strategy. I'm just gonna move it so the winch falls on top of a building, and I'm just gonna grab it immediately. All right, here we go. Oh, this actually looks pretty epic. So I've got a whole assortment, which is actually probably gonna hurt me because it's probably gonna grab onto the ground once it gets over to the ground, but all right, let's start rolling it up. There we go. I've attached myself to the ground too, so I shouldn't be pulled by it. And oh, is it too much tension here? What's going on? Oh no. I wasn't expecting this to happen with this part. This is interesting. You know, I have another potential workaround for this. Maybe having an actual thicker core might actually make it less likely to phase through and a little bit more stable and be able to pull more. Because yeah, right now, this isn't able to do much of anything, surprisingly. All right, well that was unexpected. I was expecting it to just rip out whatever it was grabbing onto. It's trying, but it's just not doing a good job. Okay, well, let's see what we can do about this. All right, I'm gonna go with this large solid pipe now. The only thing about this is I don't have an attachment point to it, but what if I actually attach right to this part of the wheel? All right, just like that. So this is actually what's gonna be responsible for rolling us up. All right, is this gonna make the winch stronger? Let us find out. It's not. Oh, no. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is happening? Oh. Okay, I don't know. We actually did rip it off. Okay, I gotta try that again. Get a better look at what's going on. All right, there we go. This should be a good angle. I'm gonna start rolling it up slowly. We'll see what's happening over here. Okay, so far, so good. All right, the tension's happening now. Oh, man. Oh, look at that. It does not look good back on the winch, though. Come on. Come on. Pull. I'm just going full power now. Yeah. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on in there now? All right, hold on. I want to look at what's going on over here now. It's kind of hard to see. You know, let's go. Is slow motion going to be better or worse for this? As far as the particles go. Okay, slow motion, way worse. Can't see anything going on in there now. All right, it's starting to wrap up. But then, yeah, we're having the phasing through issue, even with the thicker pipe. Oh, that's unfortunate. But you know what? There's another function that I could see the winches having that could be really, really cool in this game that I think will be much more stable than what we're seeing here. So I'm just gonna pull that back. Yeah, see, it works fine when there's not too much tension on it. So what I'm thinking now for how a winch could actually be used usefully in this game is there are builds and machines that actually use winches like these to move parts and create tension. Like, I think one of the things I can think of that comes to mind is one of those giant excavator, like that largest machine in the world excavator thing. I'm sure that uses like pulleys and mechanisms like this to maneuver some of the mechanical parts. So I kind of want to see if I could do that on one of my own creations. But this is actually going to be a decent amount more complicated to build out because I'm going to have to get the chain to actually be angled and connect with the end of whatever I'm going to be pulling with it. All right, so I'm just going to have this big arm in the middle that's on some free swivels here. Oh, and I just realized an easy way on how to connect this. I thought I was going to have to do like a perfect alignment, but no. So I do have to start off the chain so that it angles down to the end of this. And I can use that with this flex swivel here. 30 degrees. I think 30 degrees might be closer. All right, so now if I take the chain, let's see where I end up. You know what? I could just build this out longer to meet with the chain too. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go with this 30 degrees and then I'll just extend this. All right, there we go. We're getting pretty close. All right, so now if I just extend this out to meet the end like that and then fill this back in. So now I was worried that I was gonna have to try to get this chain to connect perfectly with something down here, which might be almost impossible. But I don't need to do that. All I can do now is I'll just use a flex beam to fill in the rest of it. Just like that. So now we're probably going to be way too front heavy. So let me add a lot of weight to the back. All right, is that going to be enough? All right, this is looking decent. Oh, that looks so cool right there. All right, but let's see now. Does the winch allow me to pull this up? That is so easy. I need the winch to go way slower now. All right, here, we got much slower speed now. Yeah, look at that. That is so awesome. All right, you know what? I can now modify this to be a lot better. All right, there we go. I've made the footprint of this much smaller now, so it should wrap up a little bit easier, I hope. I've also made it a little bit longer. And here we go. You know, this kind of actually needs to be a little bit higher, doesn't it? But look at this. This is working great. Oh, I just noticed the reflections. We have actual reflections on this glass. Look at that. What if I go too much? If I go too much, am I gonna not be able to let it back down? Oh, no. Okay, that's good. It's not able to go completely vertical, which is great. So that means I'll always be able to release tension and let it back down. Even with the chain, there's still a decent amount of bounce and like flex to it, which is interesting. Like when I stop, look at that. But this, I think, is probably the most practical and realistic use in this game for an actual winch system. You could probably create some pretty awesome replicas with this. All right, I always gotta push things to the limit in this game. Let's move the speed of this all the way up to max and just see what happens now. All right, here we go. Actually, that was reasonable. That was really, really reasonable, all things considered. Oh, whoa, that was cool. Oh, yeah, it does glitch out a little bit. Like, there's some more phasing through when that happens, which I think is understandable. But, yeah. I thought it was gonna freak out way more than that, to be honest. And I think the phasing through matter might actually be what's causing it to be a little bit more stable. And here's me I'm trying to over tighten it, and it just keeps loosening by doing that. Well, I can't not use this after building it, so let's put like a big saw on the end of this and see if I can actually use it to saw some things. All right, there we go. I got a saw blade on the front. I think it's gonna be best to start in an upwards position and then lower the saw blade on... actually, I'm gonna do two different ways. One is to lower the saw blade onto the top of the building, and uh-oh, is the saw blade too heavy? Okay, it's working now. Don't phase through. All right, it's working. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, I'm gonna lower it down on top of the building. Oh no, it's happening again. Whenever I start talking about what I'm gonna do, it phases. Okay, it's working now. All right, so I'm gonna lower it down on top of the building, and then I'm gonna try to go in from the bottom and lift it up, in which case I think there's gonna be way too much resistance, and that's probably not gonna work. Slowly lowering down onto the building. Oh boy, it just fell. It just fell. We had a malfunction. Critical error. All right, can I lift it back up from here? All right. No, oh man. The saw blade's a little bit too much, it seems like. Sometimes. All right, it's working again. Oh, the chains are twisted too. That's interesting. All right, let's go over here. Let it back down. There we go. Yeah, at one point it just kind of phases through and drops, which that's not safe. That is definitely not safe. All right, let's see if I can go in at the bottom. Right there, and then wrap ourselves back up. I don't think this is gonna work as well. Come on. Oh, we just the entire building just collapsed. Okay, well that kind of interferes with those results. All right, here, let's let it back down again. All right, insert at the bottom. Good. All right, now lift. I'm trying to watch the saw and the winch at the same time. This is actually working better than I thought. I think the saw does a decent amount of structural damage, and it's like it's taking the weight off of the winch by just destroying what's above it. And oh my god, the height of this thing is actually pretty good. Oh no, it's having trouble getting up this last section here. Come on, there we go. Right out of the roof, and you know what? We're going right back down now. I think, or I'm trying to. Oh, the building's holding me. Come on. There we go. Oh boy, it's just falling. That's just gravity. It was completely unraveled. Come on. Yes, it's working. Uh-oh. This is pretty cool. Like, it's so much easier to build something way more effective, but it's so much more satisfying to build something mechanically interesting like this. So yeah, we actually have like functioning winch capabilities in this game, which is pretty awesome, as long as you don't have too much weight on it. The saw blade made it a little bit less stable, as you can see. Yep, it's phasing through a lot more now. So does this bring anything else to mind as far as cool experiments to do and instruments of destruction with the parts that we have at our disposal? Let me know down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy some more that you can find right here on the end screen. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.